Bonjour, bienvenue on Around the Campfire. Now, you might be wondering why I'm talking this way. Well, let me tell you, I don't normally sound like this, but I found myself body snatched this morning, and I ain't been able to turn it off yet. So grab yourself some gumbo, an alligator, and set a spell with Nicola, Catherine, and myself, Jackie. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
Do I sit on the alligator or do I just hold him like a baby?
Well, I guess that depends on the size of the alligator and if you intend to eat him for supper.
But he is my son now, so I
Well-
can't eat my son.
Well, then, no. I mean, I guess you could sit on him.
If it's any consolation, I've never seen an alligator, so.
We have.
They're big and chompy,
They are.
but not as chompy as like crocodiles.
That's true. Actually, funny story about that is we do have alligators that will sometimes wander up on the I can hear it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be bad. But anyway, we do have alligators that'll wander up on the side of the road, and they will actually like go into the middle of the road. You have to be really careful at night sometimes in certain areas. And if you've ever seen the tire tread of an 18-wheeler, then you'll know it also looks like an alligator. So we will joke, there's a gator and there's a gator on the road, and it's actually just tire tread. But people from out of state go, "What? Where?" And it's great.
You think that the alligator is going to hitchhike or something?
Well, you don't want to hit it. That's a hell of a speed bump.
Oh, I would imagine so.
You'll just make it angry, and that's what you don't want. They can run fast.
They really can.
So, welcome again to Around the Campfire for our new listeners. Hello and welcome. So, every week we ask a question, and this week we asked somewhere in our last episode's podcast.
I'm working on it.
In our last episode's podcast, we asked the question. So, we had somewhere in there, we talked about conventions and language and a whole lot of other things. So our question is, what was the first convention you ever went to? Or if you haven't been to a convention, what is one you want to go to?
What is when? We're Swedish now. Look, I already pulled Cajun out of my butt. We're not doing Swedish.
We are doing Swedish. What is one you want to go to? All right, so Janie, one of our friends, says that her first convention was an anime convention in St. Louis, and she would love to go to Dragon Con or Gen Con. And over on Twitter, we had a couple. Cornell, who's absolutely wonderful, has never been to a convention before, ever. Because the place where they live, they don't even know what a convention is. And they were like, oh no.
Petition for when we get rich, we bring Cornell over for their first convention.
Yeah. Petition everyone, someone, make it happen, make it so. There's no conventions running right now, it's all digital, but if there's any live ones next year, definitely Cornell needs to come to one.
Make us rich so we can bring people over here to experience a convention.
Or we make our own convention, hell with it.
Hey!
Yeah, but they take a lot of money, and I don't want us to be like DashCon.
Just be off in somebody's backyard or something.
Or there was actually
a lemonade stand.
Welcome to our convention. We're around the campfire.
We have a little campfire in the background, but of course, like, we don't want to start wildfires or anything, so it's like a digital,
It's like that one kid in Snoopy that's got the little stand that says psychiatric help. 5 cents.
Around the Campfire podcast, and all three of us are just sitting there. We're just like, hello, welcome to our convention. Have a seat. Just like, I don't know if I want to. It's 5 cents for every time we talk. So Time is money.
Syllable, 5 cents.
Disclaimer: we are not certified professionals.
To even make it more awkward for people, you have to pay me in sterling pounds, so...
And then everyone goes, "What?"
Wait, I don't have that type of money. Oh, I'm sorry, but sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I guess we'll take payment in the form of your ring finger.
And we had a couple more answers. Usman Wahid, he says that I've never been to a convention. He's always wanted to go to one in Birmingham, UK, but this virus. So petition for Usman to be able to go to one as well. Both Cornell and Usman needs to be able to go to a convention.
We're gonna bring Usman over, and we're all gonna go. We're gonna do like a full like tour of like the United States, and we're gonna have like a convention tour. We're just gonna run the circuit for a while, and just like by the time everything is said and done, he'll be like, "Why am I supporting these crazy people?" And we'll be like, "I know, right?"
Oh,
Sounds
goodness.
like a really wild Netflix series in the making.
We could do that.
Netflix, if you're listening, and I think you are, we would like to have.
Or maybe not Netflix, because I know they're in a bit of a shtick at the moment, but there's always Amazon, maybe. Who knows?
Amazon. We can make our own YouTube documentary.
I was about to say, like, YouTube
Ooh.
is an option.
Like The Office.
That's true. We can always make our own YouTube one, and it would just be us talking on Zoom, and then we're like, hey, I guess we could meet up and go to a convention.
And then like, okay, so for those of you who may not know this, we've never met in person. Like we met on Twitter, and then we started doing this, but we have not met in person, which means the first time that we meet in person is going to be that awkward, like, hey, I
don't even know what these people look like.
I mean, I could be catfishing you. I could be that one catfish picture I sent you earlier.
I mean, I think if you were to meet me at the airport or something, you would need binoculars, and you'd be thinking, where is she? I can't see her. Oh, there she is. My God, she's a lot smaller than I thought she would be.
Oh,
just carry
a
a box.
borrower. My God.
Just
it would be like
box
that
with you.
Yeah, just stand on the box and we'll see you, or stand on multiple box and we'll see you.
Or
So-
who knows? I'm ginger, so it's not hard to spot me in a crowd. So
There's a lot of people with orange or red hair here.
orange. I'm offended at that.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's a lot of people that dye their hair red, but it turns out orange.
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh no.
I find that funny, really. It's like, oh, they weren't anticipating that to happen. Now they're ginger. They didn't want to be.
See, if we all met at the airport, I'm pretty sure I would be easy to spot because I'd be glowing.
Standing there with a sign saying "Gopher and Otter."
And here comes Crow, the whitest of the gang.
Oh. And so we have also Shotgun Kate, and she says they went to a Trekkie convention but have never been to Comic-Con, and I really think I would enjoy it because of all of the talented cosplay. The fans really make these events shine, and it is good to see them go all out in support of their favorite games, characters, artists. And yeah, I've never been to a Comic-Con before, and I missed out on Trekkie convention, so I don't know if there's any still going. I think there are.
Now, I see the next reply is from Sam, and the picture alone that we're seeing on the screen has piqued my interest. And Sam says, wait a minute. Sam says, my first convention was in 2009 in London, where I met Misha Collins. You're a lucky woman, Sam. And Julie McNiven, both cast members in Supernatural. I was meant to meet Roger, Ben, and Rob this year, and tons of people from the fandom, hopefully next year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You're so lucky to have met Misha. My God, I would have been giddy. I am. For anybody that doesn't know me well enough, I'm a huge Supernatural geek, and I'm beside myself because it is finishing up this year.
Aw.
And I've been watching it for 10 years, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm literally going to need to take a few days mourning. So,
Oh, um, and so we also have one of my friends, Alicia. She says that her first and only convention so far was Comic-Con in Amsterdam, and she walked home with a realistic Michonne statue of her with her sword, and she sent us a picture of it, and it is amazing looking. I would love to have one of those.
mhm.
And then Katrina Tree says that I was in my teens when I first went to one, traveled with a friend. We usually go to at least one a year or more. Obviously, not this year though.
Yeah,
So thank you.
this year's kind of been a little shitty as far as like conventions and whatnot go. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool that they have figured out that they can do digital conventions, which I think is a really good idea anyway, because like there's so many. I mean, you don't get all of the experience. Like you don't get to see the cosplayers, you don't get to see like all that. But as far as like panels go, like that part's really cool.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like it's I've never been to Dragon Con before. And I always wanted to go. Like I had said on the last podcast, I've never been to that. I've been to AWA and MomoCon, which are the other two conventions in Atlanta. But I wanted to go to Dragon Con, but this year they did digital, so I was able to catch some of the panels. Yeah, it's not the same experience as being there with all the people and seeing all the cosplay, but it's still pretty cool. It
Mm.
still was pretty cool to be able to catch some of the panels, especially. And this weekend, I don't know if it's still going on this week, but this weekend was PAX,
Mm.
so they had a lot of panels up on Twitch as well.
Oh, and for the record, um, I I was really really tired yesterday when the
Hmm.
PAX panel went on with Mick and Kylie and the rest of the gang, and whose names have slipped my brain, and I'm really sorry.
Sam and it was
Mia and
Sam and Mia and Henry who played Strauss and Swanson Sacker was there as well.
Joe Armanox was there as well.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all the wonderful people. See, I had fully intended on going because like those are like friends and people that I've interacted with. So it's like hype. But my stupid self got my time zones mixed up. So at 7:30, and when I was like, "Hey, it should be going now," I get a message or I get an update, a notification from Mick that says, "Oh man, thanks guys," and I was like, "Oh crap."
Oh no, I missed it. Yeah, I was planning on watching it as well on my phone, but what ended up happening was I had to go in to university class instead of being online. So I was like, damn, I could have been watching like the Twitch panel while I was watching my Google meeting class. It's okay. Usually on Twitch they save like the uh, live streams. It usually will save it, especially if they do like individual like live streams and stuff like that. So
hmm
hopefully it's still on the PAX channel to watch, and if not, I'm saddened if it's not.
I agreed. I agreed. Like I feel really bad that I missed that because it sounded like it was a lot of fun, but yeah. So as far as last week's episode goes, I just feel like we should apologize.
Yeah.
We were working on so little sleep and just oh my god, we
Yeah,
we We just
At that point, you basically got a steady stream of consciousness, and sometimes it linked up with what the other person was saying, and most of the time it didn't.
For mine, it was a lot of caffeine and sleep deprivation. So
Oh my god! I will tell you one thing though. Like that episode was probably like that one fought me the hardest. Like it didn't want to edit properly. It didn't want to like there was I accidentally uploaded the wrong version, so it was like scheduled to go on, and then I was editing everything to put on YouTube, and that's when I noticed that there's like this like 2-minute long silence, and I was like, what, why is that there? And then I realized I had edited a little bit here and there, and it just hadn't all synced back up. So I had to take that episode down, re-edit, re-upload, reschedule, and then like trying to fight to get it onto YouTube, and then just to get the thumbnail up. And I was like, this episode is cursed, y'all.
it's just like, you guys took a break, I'm taking a break.
Basically, yeah, like it just fought me the entire way, and then it got to the point where I had to manually upload things because it just didn't want to go live at the scheduled time. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll do it. And it was awful. And but then like the worst part was I sat down to type out, like, because normally when I do like episode descriptions, I'll give it a random title based on whatever we talked about the most, or just whatever, just theme. And I tried to type up an episode description, and I was like, I don't know.
I was like, I don't know. Do you know?
What did we talk about? I don't know.
So many things.
Like, do you remember in the first episode when we described that we were like an interesting trip to Walmart?
Yes.
That last week's episode was like after you've been on a really long trip and you're like driving home, that last like 15 miles to your house where you're just delirious and you want to go home. That's what last week's episode was.
Yeah, that was when it was safer to be around people a few years ago, like before I had my kid. We would regularly be awake at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and we would be in like the 24-hour like Walmart supermarket like center, just hanging around, being dumb in like the aisles, like, hey, it'd be a great idea if we bought this gallon of honey and this foot-long summer sausage, and we tried to see who ate it and drank this the fastest. That last episode just reminded me of those times. And I was just like, oh my god. Oh, I can almost taste a Red Stripe in and Red Stripe is a type of beer. I'm sure most people have heard of it. Some like it. I did not like it. Red Stripe does not taste very good to me, but if you like it, I wonder what's wrong with your taste buds.
See, like I remember being in school, and like I would stay up until about, because I've always had really bad insomnia, and I'm also a really bad night owl. So I would stay up until like 4 a.m., sleep for like 2 hours, go to school, come home, nap for like another hour, and then repeat. Man, look, I don't know what kind of stamina I had when I was in high school, but I can't do that anymore. Like, I was about to die this past week. Like, it was awful.
Oh, God. Yeah, you were telling us because your schedule's been like super crazy, and then on top of that, you're just like, I can't sleep. And we're like, we're sorry. We'll try to help, I guess. Nicola is awake longer than we are since she's 5 hours ahead, I want to say.
Yeah, 5 hours for you, 6 hours for me.
Yeah.
I lost track.
She's like, I don't know. What's time? What's distance? What's velocity? I don't know.
Man, look, there was at one point I can remember sitting there this week. I was so tired while I was at work, and I just remember looking at the clock, going, "Time, time means nothing. Time, time is irrelevant. These
In my
are but
defense,
words."
well, in my defense, I've got dyscalculia, so that might be why.
I've been up. Look, I've only been up for like 12 hours, honey. That's backwards. Oh, I've been up for 21 hours. My bad.
So yeah, we're sorry, but we did get a comment from one of our followers, Elena, Hannah, who said that she really enjoyed the episode. She was having not a great day, so when she listened to it and heard us laughing and just being really peak ourselves, well, not exactly peak ourselves. You don't want to know when we're peak ourselves, but she really enjoyed it, and it kind of brightened up her day. So we're glad for that. We're glad that you enjoyed it.
And that really means a lot, because like in all honesty, it's kind of a high point for, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but it's definitely, recording this is definitely the highlight of the week. It's like, okay, like we'll schedule either Tuesday or Wednesday before the episode launches, and then we'll record. So it's like, okay, if I can just make it to Tuesday, if I can just make it to Wednesday. And it's like, we don't really plan. When we do, we don't stick to the plan. Case in point, last weekend.
I was trying to get us back on topic, and I wasn't doing too well either.
Yeah, and then I would try, and it was just a Charlie Foxtrot all the way
I'm just here
around.
for the ride, so.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, we like it is a highlight for me, definitely. And so it's like at the lowest points, it's like, okay, just make it to Tuesday, just make it to Wednesday, just you can do this. And then it's like I get busy editing past that point, so it's like, hey, and then yeah, repeat cycle. And then like seeing everyone interact and seeing how everyone like really likes it and enjoys what we do, it's like, hey, like everyone enjoys just listening to us sit around and talk about bullshit. Hey.
Oh, that's always good. I mean, it just, because we really are like, hey, you want to go to Taco Bell and then go to like Walmart and hang around the aisles like a bunch of ghouls? Yeah. Okay.
I love to go to Taco Bell. We don't have Taco Bell around here.
Petition to get Nicola to the States so we can get her Taco Bell.
Yes. That reminds me of that part in Mean Girls is like, do you want to go to Taco Bell? I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm on an all-carb diet. God, Karen, you're so stupid.
But yeah, so one of the things that we wanted to talk about last week, and it so drastically got lost.
Yay!
Was we wanted to talk about like online friends, because you know we did meet online, and you know we have formed a really awesome friendship. So what is everybody else's experience with like online friends? Has it always been pretty positive, or you know, negative, or you know, what are some of your experiences?
Honestly, well, let's see. Way back when I was probably like 12 or 10, when we had rotary phones and we talked through tin cans on strings, there was something called MSN and AOL and Yahoo Messenger.
Don't forget those stupid plastic see-through phones that we all wanted.
I remember Beeble. Anybody remember Beeble?
Yep.
I think, yeah, there was, it kind of tried to pop up. Like, it wasn't as popular around where I lived. Everybody was just like AIM or, you know, like MSN Messenger or whatever, or like Yahoo, but they didn't really use Beeble all that much. But yeah, when I was like a kid, I didn't really have a lot of like online friends, mostly because I probably didn't get a computer, like my first desktop computer, until I was probably like 12 or so. So it wasn't until I was like in high school that I really started using like social media and things like that. And this was before Facebook. So you had MySpace, which I didn't get on. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck that is. So I didn't get on it. And so I had something on a website that I don't even know if it's still around called My Otaku. And My Otaku was basically like a blog space, sort of like pre-primordial like Tumblr, and you could create a page and customize it and put up pictures and blog posts and like have music playing in the background as soon as people start jumping into like your start coming and visiting your page and things like that. So it was like pretty cool. And I made some friends on that, so we would talk on like, you know, the messengers and things, and I've never met them in real life. And after those messengers kind of went defunct, probably in like 2006 or so,
Give or
I have
take.
not been, give or take, yeah, I've not been able to contact any of them because we followed the rules of like the 90s babies where they're just like never give out your real name or your location or your age. So I don't know what their real names were. I don't remember what their screen names were.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I was actually last week when we talked about what we were going to talk about last week. I started really thinking about it, and it dawned on me. I think of all of my friends that I am significantly close to, I only know 3 people in
Mhm.
real life, and the rest have been like I've met them online. So
Yeah.
I was big into social media. Like, I loved it. I ate that up. I was a social media queen. I had a MySpace. I had a live journal. I was on MSN. I was in Yahoo chat rooms and AOL chat rooms and all this. I loved it. Ate that up. And yeah, I got myself into a lot of really stupid situations that I probably shouldn't have. But like our parents didn't know how to have these conversations with us because they'd never experienced anything like it. So the only thing that we could really do was like, okay, don't give out your real name, don't give out your location, don't send a picture of your face with your school uniform on, things like that.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, like, I think back now and it's like the amount of dangerous situations that I got myself into was like, oof, yeah. But like, so you didn't do MySpace, so you don't know the pressure of picking out your top 8 friends and then realizing that you went from the number 1 slot to the number 2 slot and then messaging your friend going, "What did I do? Are you mad at me?"
I probably would not have cared. Honestly.
It was a big deal, man. Like, you had to rank people, and I was like, like there would be fights going on. Like, hey, I was your number 1, and now I'm your number 2. Like, what's going on here?
It's like an old school Facebook when you get pestered by people for like Farmville requests.
Oh
Hey,
my god.
you water my
Yeah.
plants? Can you like feed my crops? Harvest my crops? I'm thinking, no, I don't care.
But yeah, I loved it. But yeah, like my like I can't really blame her for this one, but my mom was very old school as far as like friendships and stuff went. So she was always like, well, they may be your friends, but they're not your real friends.
Mm. It's like there's a like a demilitarized zone between internet friends and real friends. If you can't visit them at their house and you don't know what their parents' names and occupation and where they go every weekend, they're not your friends.
Exactly. And it's like, no, I mean, there are a lot of bad people online. I mean,
Yeah.
Hmm.
obviously, and we can look at the trend of the hashtag Save the Children as a perfect example of why being online is dangerous. But at the same time, once you do find genuine people, I think in my experience, wading through all of the bad, people tend to be more real online because like you can create whoever you want to be, but a lot of people use that as a way to, well, in real life I have to be this uptight corporate executive type or this uptight accountant or whatever, but online I can be who I want to be. I can be myself, and look, I'm a raging like gay who loves raves, and you can be whoever you want to be. So people are more real in a way, and there's almost a comfort to the animosity and anonym and
Anonymity.
yeah, that's the word I wanted. Thank you.
There, man.
It's
Um,
okay.
but there's almost a comfort to it, to being able to be anonymous, because it's like I can tell you all of my life problems and you don't know who I am, so you can't find me.
Just use the clues that I've left sprinkled throughout this blog to find my location.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's but yeah, like, I've had a number of people that I've met online that did transfer over into real life. Um
Hmm.
like we gave out phone numbers, we went and visited each other's houses, Janie being one of them. Um and I'll have to at one point tell the story about Janie and I first when she first came down here.
Maybe, maybe on the next one, because oh, that reminds me. That's a good segue. Um, okay, so we decided we're just like big brain hours. What if we had an Ask Me Anything? And so we're like, yeah, that'd be a great idea. So you had from last week, last Friday, which was September 11th, through September 20th, to post your questions on our Twitter or Facebook page that you would like to ask us. And some of the questions are very interesting, that we would definitely love to like read them and answer them, especially one from Janie. So I think that that would be a great place to tell the story. Because I was like, what is this question? And you're like, don't worry about it. I will read it and I will answer. So yes, that would be a great time to talk about what happened with Janie.
Agreed.
And also, yeah. So you guys, the post is still there. So if you want to ask us any questions, you can definitely leave some questions there. You have the rest of this week until Sunday to do so. And just as long as it's not too crazy, we will try our best to answer seriously, because we are serious people and this is a serious podcast.
We take this so seriously. I say as I bump my microphone stand, and I'm sure that was really loud and obnoxious for you guys. Sorry.
But yeah, definitely. So if you have questions that is for specifically for one of us, so if you have a question for Nicola or Jackie or myself, just write who the question is. If it's for just us in general, just put it out there and we'll answer it. So yeah, get going, guys. It's
Yep.
over on our Twitter page, and we'll also probably re-share it tomorrow, I want to say, because we shared it on Sunday and I shared it today. So we'll probably share it on Thursday again when this episode goes live. So you guys will hear it twice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we're trying to post it pretty regularly because we did do it so far in advance. We don't want it to get lost because, well, yeah. And then I sometimes forget that I'm on the Around the Campfire Twitter, and I start reblogging things and then go, oh, I'm not on my name. Oops. The really fun part about having the Around the Campfire thing is we all have access to it. And so we'll all log in at various and assorted times to reblog things or share things or all this. Because when we first started this, we discussed, I have the technical know-how to do the editing, but I don't have the skills to do the marketing. So I'll edit, you market. And so it's mostly them, but it gets really funny sometimes because I'll get on there and I'll share something. I'll jump to my account and I'll respond to it. And no one knows it's me.
Well, now they know.
Or do they?
I mean, I'm sure that I'm sure that our followers are smart enough to know when you're talking through the Twitter and when I'm talking through the Twitter or when Nicola
Through the
posts
Twitter.
something.
Well, when you
Yeah,
say
through
things
Twitter.
like through the Twitter, yeah.
Well, you kind of know it's me because I might call you like a nickname, like my loves or, mi cielo or amorcita, So that's me. But some of the other ones are probably Jackie. Um, so yeah, it's a Russian roulette. Maybe it's actually Jackie who's writing in Spanish to you this time.
Who knows?
But yes. So you guys have until Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So get those questions, get cracking, and
I've se-
whoever wants.
I've seen some of the
Huh?
questions that have come through, and like some of them, I'm so excited to answer. I'm like, yay!
I think about one of them and I'm thinking, no, I've got one. I've got one.
Got it, nailed it.
Got him.
So yeah, definitely. I wonder if our longtime listener, big time fan, Mick is gonna ask us any question.
Oh my god, I'm actually I'm a little nervous when it comes to what Mick's gonna say. Assuming, of course, we didn't scare him away.
Hopefully not.
Mick, no, come back. We love you.
But yeah, so we have that over on our Twitter. There's also we shared on Mondays some charities.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're trying to, despite our chaos, we're trying to at least use our voices to share charitable endeavors, charities, sponsors, fundraising, anything like that. We usually try to uplift those because the more voices that talk about it, the more likely people are going to be interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we share two charities for ALS or MND, which is motor neuron disorder, not disorder, disease. Sorry, I've worked with like medical stuff all day, and so sometimes I get it mixed up between disease and disorder. But we had shared some things over on our Around the Campfire podcast for those, and we understand. Okay, we're not asking you to spend money. I know that it's hard, but there are some opportunities and things like that for volunteer work and just raising awareness and stuff like that. So occasionally we will share some charities or fundraisers, some things, Kickstarters, stuff like that. And so today you may have seen, I reblogged it on our Around the Campfire, but there's a man, he has a company or organization that makes hardware and things like that for people who are disabled to allow them to play video games like normal people, basically, like able-bodied people. Um, and he said that this is because they've been controllers are hard for people who might not be able to hold them due to their disabilities, and so they missed out on the experiences that others would, be able to do, and they'd be able to wake up, grab a controller, and play. And so his organization is trying to raise $1 million because it's his birthday today, and he himself is like, I want to make sure that this that I started 15 years ago continues on well past, well past when I die, so it becomes basically his legacy. And so we had shared it and his video message on Around the Campfire. And, you know, if you guys want to reblog that or share that, that'd be great as well. I know that raising $1 million is probably a lot, but more eyes on it means that somebody's going to be interested in this and helping this out. And I thought it was pretty cool. So those are the big things that we've shared. And then, of course, the long going one is a mix campaign for his friend, Miss Williams. He's a part of her movie called Work. And the Kickstarter is still going. You have until the 26th, I think, of this month.
I'm fixing it. Yeah, I'm working on pulling it up. I just realized, by the way, halfway through, I was playing on Twitter, and then I went, "Oh yeah, everyone can see me." I have horrible ADD, so I'll do stuff with my hands, and then I was like, "Oh wait, everyone can see what I'm doing." Oops. So, my bad.
It's okay. Yes. So working is still going. Currently, at the time of this recording, we're recording on a Tuesday, and so working so far has $6,318 of their $15,000 goal. So that was a lot more than it was last week. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they will reach their goal, because I would really love for this to go, to see this. And currently, I myself don't have any money because I don't get paid until the end of this month. But and I wish that I was running. I wish for myself that I was running a little bit longer so I can give them some money. But currently, it has 11 days to go. So fingers crossed. And it's pinned on our Twitter page. We can't pin anything on Facebook, but we'll probably share the link again on Facebook.
And you know, the thing is, sorry, I just got busted because I was eating. My bad. The thing is, like, we understand that right now everyone is suffering financially. I mean, a lot of people took a hit, like a bad one with all the COVID stuff. You know, things at least here are finally starting to open back up into phase 3. We just opened up on September 11th into phase 3. So some people are just now finally able to go back to work. Some people are finally now able to work a little more regularly. So we get it 100% that not everyone can donate, and this year is kind of crap in terms of charities, in terms of everything. I mean, let's be 100% honest. This year is just crap. Period. End of sentence. But there are people out there who do have money, who are seeking charity, like charity events and things like that to donate money to, ways that they can help. So even if you can't, just sharing the word, you have a better chance of getting it to someone who can.
Yeah, so just, likes and shares go a long way, especially, like we had discussed, I think a week or two ago. It's really important, especially if you're like an artist or anything like that, or if you are a musician. The best way to get your things out there is through word of mouth. And for people to look at your stuff and not only just like it, but also share it so others can see it. And the more shares that you get, the more generated attention that what you're doing will get. And yeah, that can be both good and bad, but that's sort of the thing with the internet. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and sometimes you're just not sure. But yeah.
and that being said, there's also something else that I want to draw everyone's attention to. Yesterday, which would be the 14th, at the time of us recording this, Benjamin Byron Davis actually uploaded or he shared rather, a video that he helped direct. Yes, he developed and directed, It's called How I Spent My Summer Vacation. It's a digital theater piece, written, performed, shot, and edited by Joe Hernandez-Kolsky. And I actually got a chance to watch it yesterday, right after it came out. And it's really, really good. This is part one in a series, from what I understand, from what I've gathered. So I highly recommend heading over to Facebook, heading over to, or I think it's also on Instagram, and giving that a like, a share, all that stuff, because, you know, the simple fact is, this, as at least right now, digital theater and like online performances and whatnot, that's going to end up being everyone's bread and butter for a little while. So when you see things like that, you know, go ahead and push it out there. Go ahead and, you know, and try to support it as much as you can. But yeah, it was actually a really cool little piece to watch. So I highly recommend going and looking at it.
Yeah, so that's really most of our big news. And since I think we've successfully, you know, like segued and said everything that we needed to say about them in such a timely manner. I'm so proud of us, you guys.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
We did it.
We did it. Nicola, we did it.
You've got a quiet mouse in the back, as usual.
I almost forgot you were here. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, the funny thing is, like I listen to some of the feedback, and like I'll have people like talk to me, and they'll be like, Nicola needs to talk more. We love her accent. We love her. She needs to talk more. And I'm like, we're trying.
Getting blood out of stone.
So we've basically decided that whenever we do eventually get Peter on, she's just going to be the one talking. We're going to be in the background. You're doing great, sweetie.
Oh, you're just dropping on this to me now? Oh.
Yes.
Damn it. You know, one of these, like, conversations, I should just recite Robert Burns, because, you know, play up to the stereotype, I suppose, but, you know. I'll just read out parts of Tam O'Shanter, so.
Look.
Well, we should probably get back to the question we had asked before we segued, which is, now it's your turn to talk, Nicola, about long-distance relationships, like
and
with
friendships.
your friends. Long-distance friendships, long-distance relationships, both of them are the same.
Yeah. I suppose it's almost been like a norm to me, because my uncle, my dad's brother, he, for the most part, has lived abroad my entire life. So, so yeah, I've just obviously gotten used to that. He's not abroad these days; he's in London now. But yeah, it's interesting, just, you know, trying to work out the different time zones, and yeah, and just hearing different accents coming over on like the speakers, and then there's me. It just sounds like an odd duck in the pond. So
Everyone loves you, Nicola.
Yeah, everyone likes to hear your voice, because us, the ones with, well, Jackie has an accent, but she fights it.
I do.
I've been told that I have an accent, but I don't really hear it. And then there's you, the one that sounds culturally and worldly, and we're over here just like, oh no, we have no accents. We are not as interesting.
I won't lie. When Mick was on, I was like, man, here I am. No accent. Man, I'm sad. I'm kind of jealous. I want a cool accent. Instead, I got Southern fried blah.
Southern fried blah.
Yeah,
Southern fried blah.
my sister says that I talk like somebody from California, and I was just like, we lived in California. Of course I sound like somebody from there. And she was like, yeah, but so
yeah, I've got a funny one. It's like I've mentioned before. People often think that I'm from further north when I'm not. I don't know where people get that conclusion from, because yeah, I've never been anywhere near Inverness or Aberdeen or the likes. So I don't know why people think I'm from there. It's weird. But there was a moment where it's when I was working at my old job, and there was a security guard that was on shift that night, and he asked me, if I was from Aberdeen, and I says, no, I'm not. I'm not anywhere near from Aberdeen. I'm local. I'm from like this side of the woods. It was his response, and for those that come from the UK or anywhere near my area, they'll know this reference and why it's usually said. Because he just went, well, yeah, I thought you didn't sound like a sheep shagger. I'm just like, yeah, thanks. And if there's any listeners from Aberdeen, I do apologise. Yeah, you're not sheep shaggers.
Oh, God.
I know that's a term of, I don't know if you could call it endearment, but
It's a term. It's a term of
in
endearment.
the UK lexicon of vocabulary, so I know
Are
about
you
that a lot.
are you serious? Is saying somebody likes to have relations with a sheep is a term of endearment?
So no, I mean it could be used in any way. I mean, I don't know if it's the same stateside or that, but I know over this side of the pond that usually you greet your friends with insults, and it's it's like it's your group of friends. It's like, all right, you bunch of wankers, and it's a term of endearment. It just depends on how you say it, I suppose.
Okay.
I know.
I've probably just lost half the audience just by saying that. But,
Oh, it's okay. I made a flub earlier when I was talking about the organization. The organization is called Able Gamers, or Able Gaming. Sorry, it was Able Gaming. And I said normal, and I was just like, normal is not the word that I want to use because we're far from normal. So yeah, it's okay. I made a flub, so I apologize for using the term normal when speaking for people that are able-bodied instead of saying able-body instead. So yeah, you're okay. But yeah, I do insult my friends when I see them in person. We haven't seen anybody in person in like a very long time, so I will send a message to them sometimes and going, "What's up, fuckers?" And they'll be like, "Yo."
me and my friends, we usually do sometimes gag presents for like birthdays, and we used to buy Christmas presents and that. And it was for my friend's 21st. This was a good couple of years ago. I got her adult diapers and Deodorant, which is basically like a bicarb soda tablet that you put in with your false teeth. And I'm thinking, I'll get you back. That's for getting me a card that said Cougar on it. It was either there or it said Happy Birthday, Gran. I'm thinking, you cheeky bint. It's like, I'm like, what, 8 months older than you?
Hey, those months count. Like, Janie is like 2 months older than me, and every single time her birthday rolls around, I'm just like, ha, old. And she's like, I'm literally 2 months older than you. And I'm like, doesn't matter, old.
If my friends ever come across this, I love you guys. Don't strike me off the Christmas card list.
No, what's gonna happen is they're just gonna send you more like really like they're gonna send you prune juice. They're gonna send you mashed like food.
Funny enough, I think my friend did send somebody prune juice one time. I can't remember why.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, Nicola, we haven't really talked all that much because things have been really crazy. So I'm gonna send you a care package because I care about you." And she's gonna send you a care package that's just filled with like not baby things, but things that I guess for an old person that doesn't have any teeth. So like mashed foods and adult diapers and prune juice and prunes. And it's just like, I love you. Do you enjoy your care package, Nicola?
No, it's not just silly things, and that sometimes it could be pretty naughty things that they can, give. Sometimes it's been a while, but there was an instance, I think it might have been for my 20th. Me and my friends were through in Edinburgh, and I can remember getting this package, this very kind of like very long, tall package. And I'm thinking, okay, considering it's from a specific group of friends, I'm highly suspicious. And seeing their shit-eating grins on their face, and they're saying, yeah, you better hide that when you get home. Don't let your mum see it. And I'm thinking,
Oh
what have you got me?
no.
What is this? And so I opened it, and yeah, it was
It's okay. We're rated like mature or explicit, which means
Yeah.
it's far too late
okay.
now.
It was a dildo. They got me a dildo, but yeah,
Giant what?
giant
Was it like the violator from what was it like the
white one,
violator?
which was weird. But no, they got me that, and I think I had a copy of Saints Row 3 at the
Yeah.
same time, and I'm thinking, oh, this seems to be very apt that they got me two of these things together. But you know, it's. And I remember specifically said, me being me, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? And that just made them laugh even more. And I'm thinking, you know, I quit. I just quit. I can't anymore.
Oh
And then I
god.
just realized I've told a whole shitload of people. Oh well.
You use it as a sword and you smack intruders with it.
I don't have it now. I got rid of it ages ago, sadly. But
I am
I remember
disappointed.
thinking I could use it as like self-defense if a burglar broke in or something.
Man, look, can you imagine being that burglar? Like, insult to injury. Not only did you get caught and arrested, but someone beat your, like a little fucking pixie beat your ass with a dildo. like that would make you like rethink your life choices, I think.
Yeah,
That
I want to see
reminds
that.
me.
I want to see that like on the local news. I want to see that on like STV news. So
Oh
Well,
no.
I
That
think
reminds me. There was a post on Facebook of a guy who had a t-shirt gun launcher, and he had modified it so that instead of t-shirts, it shot out dildos. He was like home defense system, and everyone was just like, why? And he's just like, wait, and I think he posted a video of him shooting it, and it like goes through like a piece of wood, and they're like, oh my god. And he's like, yeah, so if like an intruder comes into my home and tries to attack me, they're gonna have to the EMTs are gonna wonder, why does he have a dildo through his chest? And I was like,
like a heat
sir,
seeking
you have
missile.
you have far too much time on your hands.
look, that just brings a whole new meaning to go fuck yourself, okay?
Like, when I say about my old job, because I used to be a cleaner in a big warehouse. I'm not going to name names of company and all that, but I have stories. But yeah, you would always know if it was something specific that was on the shelves because of the packaging it was in, and you just knew because it was in its own like little section. But being a cleaner, sometimes these things would manifest in the bathrooms.
Oh.
Thankfully, I never came across anything like that. Colleagues did, and I
They
remember.
would manifest in the bathrooms and they magically just appear there.
Well, either that or it could be really crude and saying that somebody snuck in and banged one out and left the evidence. But
Oh my god.
that's essentially what happens. I mean, it's nasty. I mean, I remember hearing one of my colleagues talking about it. I'm thinking it would be you that would have to have found that. And there was one instance as well. I didn't see it myself, but a colleague of mine had told me that they'd found. Better way to describe it was a fake ass. And he put it on it was put on the front of one of the moving tug machines.
Oh no.
That would take all the the big heavy goon waste bins and that. And every time they were like driving past people, some people would smack the ass that was on the front. I'm so sad that I never got to see that, because that would have been a laugh. So this is all a true story. It's like I said, I've never found any evidence like that. But there was one instance. This was a good couple of years ago. It was always the gents' toilets. I mean, I kind of get Vietnam flashbacks going into public toilets now, because you know I've seen things in there. But
I've seen things. The 1,000-yard stare.
I remember I went in one time, and somebody had taken upon themselves to, you know, showcase their art by drawing a big willy right on the cubicle door. And I stood there for a few minutes thinking, okay. So went on the radio, called the shift supervisor at the time. He turns up a few minutes later, and again, me being me, just goes, what am I meant to do with that? How am I supposed to rub that off? It took me a few minutes to realise why he was laughing, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's permanent marker or if it's Sharpie, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Well, I am a firm believer. I am a firm believer that it is, when you become friends with somebody, when you become like best friends with somebody, it is your job to send presents that either confuse or embarrass.
Mm.
That also goes for voice clips and pictures. So
we've got to that stage, have we not? Sending weird pictures and
yeah.
We have.
It's been
a lot of funny gifts from what I can remember.
Not yet, but it's coming. A friend of mine who she listens, but she doesn't participate in any of our questions, which I think is just rude, and you know who I'm talking to. And if you don't know who I'm talking to, then you will listen as I finish telling this story. But a friend of mine, her father passed away unexpectedly. And so we were trying to figure out ways to brighten everything up, because obviously in those moments, sometimes what you need is a laugh, you know? And me being me, I was like, I had a battle with my southern side of, well, I could always send her a casserole, but she lives in Arizona, so it wouldn't be very, very good by the time it got there. So I was like, well, I need to send her something. And I don't know what happened. I don't know where this came from, but I went, rubber chickens. I'm going to send her rubber chickens. And I was so proud of this. I was so proud of this idea that I roped all of my friends into it. I'm talking everybody. So for like a solid month, almost every day, she received rubber chickens from around the world. Rubber chickens. I think we're up to like 30, maybe more. And after a while, we stopped sending just the actual rubber chickens, and we just started sending chicken-themed things. And it got to the point where she was really, really paranoid every time she went to the mailbox, because she's like, what chicken am I gonna get today?
Like, I want to send you guys Tablet. If anybody that's, you know, from the UK, you might have heard of Tablet. It's basically condensed milk and sugar. It's like really sweet and it's really good, but yeah, word of warning, don't eat too much of it because you'll get toothache. But
oh,
I don't know if you get that stateside. I wouldn't think. I mean, I know sometimes I have a little hashtag British section in something like Walmart, which is
hashtag
pretty
British.
Yeah, Walmart. I mean, come on, it's like almost 1 a.m. for me.
Hashtag, yes, the hashtag British section.
This is the reality with me, guys. I mean, yeah.
Oh, I think everyone got a really clear picture.
Mine like a goldfish sometimes, so yeah. I'm basically a cross between Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion from Wizard of Oz, so mixed with a little bit Tin Man.
Well, technically speaking, you are a gopher child, and you are the byproduct of a fluffy otter and Daddy Crow. So
Yeah.
So we love you very much, no matter how strange you are, because we ourselves are strange.
hashtag British section. Well, I know what this episode is going to be named.
Oh, goodness. But
I've had enough caffeine, I don't think.
oh, goodness. But I think that's it. I think our timer has went off silently. We're trying to keep within our timer, but we always seem to go over. So it's okay though, because we love you all.
The power of love.
Power
Aw.
of love and friendship. We are not Captain Planet. We're nowhere near as giant as he is, but we are.
Sounds like a
we,
tagline to Kingdom Hearts.
I think so. I want to say.
The power of friendship.
We're not as the power of friendship. Oh, I thought the whole we're not as giant as he is, and I was like, no, it's not.
Oh hell, I don't know anymore.
Maybe I need to use the sleep too.
Oh gosh. Uh, Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. So we're definitely will share everything that we have on our Twitter and our Facebook, of course. And you guys are awesome, awesome. And we don't have a question this week, at least I don't think, but maybe we'll post one. So
I think we have the whole ask us anything. So
yeah, we have the Ask Us Anything next week. So we're going to be reading all of your questions and answering them to the best of our ability. And hopefully that lets you know who we are a little bit more than we
And
probably
by
should
anything,
let you know.
by anything, we mean anything.
Oh God. I really hope nobody asks. Nobody asks to like hear anything that we've written.
Oh God.
Or like, hey, or sung. It's like we would like to hear more things from you. It's like I would not like to do more things.
I would like for you to sing. In fact, you know what? I'm going to pose that question.
You're gonna post that question. Would you like to hear more of Catherine singing? You're gonna post it on like the Ask Me Anything?
Yes.
Are you really? Okay, well then. Okay, fine. That's
If you
I
want
guess.
something done right, you do it yourself.
Well, it does say ask me anything, so.
That is true.
That is true. That is true. That is true. I'm not gonna put any questions. I'm not going to because it would just oh God. We already asked too many questions between us and we get really bad and hilarious answers. So
That's true. That is true. But yeah, so
Maybe it can't be something like generic, like what's your favorite brand of tea bag or something, so.
look.
praising Nicola. Jesus.
What?
The broadside of the barn. She just ran headfirst into it.
The door wasn't open, was it?
No.
Also.
No.
You didn't even try the door. Like you just bypassed the door completely and just ran headfirst into the wall.
The concrete wall, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why the barn's made out of concrete, but
Oh God.
I didn't run into a barn after all, so.
Nicola aimed for the barn, missed, and hit the silo instead.
It's just like when you told us that you were ordering Chinese and you said that you had ordered some chicken balls, and we just started laughing, and you're like, I don't know why you're laughing. They're like chicken nuggets. And then we asked you later, so how were they? And you said they were a little dry. And we're like, oh, that's a little
'cause I
bit
knew that
sad.
you guys would find the innuendo in it. But anybody who's listening that's from the UK, back me up by saying that is usually how it's described on the menu in UK Chinese quote marks restaurants. And they're usually rank.
Quote unquote.
Chicken balls.
Oh.
So you're basically what you're saying is you are reaching out for the hashtag British section to back you up on chicken balls.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, just making sure I'm understanding this.
I'm just giving in to the inevitable. It is what it is. So
She has accepted her fate.
She's accepted it. On that note, we'll see you next episode. Thank you for joining us around the campfire. We'd like to thank Brett Van Donsel for providing the music, and you can find more of him on his website at brettvandonselmusic.com. You can find us on Twitter at CameoGang1899 and on YouTube at Around the Campfire Podcast. This is Catherine, riding off, and we'll see you around, Cowpoke.